World Scientific Trust, or PAST, has interacted with more than 1 million learners, teachers and community members in Southern and Eastern Africa. So, sit back and enjoy the evening as we not only celebrate achievement and excellence in research and development, but also our connection with the past and the future.
And from my side, a hearty welcome to all of you to the 2014 NRF Awards function. A special word of welcome, of course, to Deputy Minister Zanele Kamakwaze Mzibi, who's joined us. Nice to have you here again, ma'am, as always. Dr. Phil Majwacha, the DG of the Department of Science and Technology. We had to rush over here to be in time. Thank you very much, Phil, for that. Dr. Bevan Godkwana, who's the chair of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee, and the other members of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee that are joining us for this particular evening.
Now, when I talk to the increase in output from, and I have to be sensitive here, depends on who I speak to, they either like this comment or not, but emerging markets, so more developing countries, let's take the BRICS countries for example, my colleagues in Europe or United States or some of the more mature markets always have the same observation. Yeah, but it's lower quality.
Right, so we're going to get our award ceremony on the road, and we're going to start with our first category, which is the P-rated researcher category. Just a quick reminder, P rating is assigned to researchers normally under the age of 35 who have held a doctorate or equivalent qualification for less than 5 years at the time of application. These researchers are considered likely to become future international leaders in their respective fields. Right, so A-rated researchers are unequivocally recognized by their peers as leading international scholars in their respective fields for the high quality and impact of recent research outputs.
It was 1924 when Raymond Dart, of course, discovered the tongue child here in South Africa and launched the science of paleoanthropology on the continent of Africa.
And our climate began to stabilize, and our temperatures started to settle out at the pleasant current range we experience today. This allowed us to give up our hunter-gatherer ways and to start to adopt a more permanent agricultural lifestyle, which became the underpinnings of modern civilizations such as the European, Greek, and Roman civilizations.
we at Thomson Reuters are proud to be part of the African story. As an African, I'm proud to be part of what's happening here and the growth and the energy. And just listening to the researchers being awarded with such innovative, for such innovative research, it's a story that we're happy to be part of and to support as well.
We're now heading into our special awards category.
Clear to us, there were a number of very strong nominations on the table. I looked at this, and when you're a simple bureaucrat and you're faced with two giants that are standing in front of you, what do? Is you give both of them the award. And that's what we've done this year. I'm delighted and pleased to say that without any hesitation, we made a joint award this year, not a joint award, both deserving individuals, for lifetime achievement to two stalwarts in our research system, Professor Hussein Kuvadia from the University of the Witwatersrand, and then Professor Lionel Opie from the University of Cape Town for this particular award.
You know, it's impossible for me to compete with people who talk about 100 million year narratives and a future which goes into what was in the Anthropocene, and to talk about mundane pedestrian problems of human beings of today is almost impossible. So what I'll do is I'll just tell you very in 2 minutes what research meant to me. In the days when we started research, we had neither big grants nor big technology. I worked with one assistant, and we did a lot of the work on infectious diseases. But later on, the scene expanded with HIV, and what it led to was an inflow of funds that we could never have dreamt of before. And that gave rise to a whole lot of very important papers, and South Africa has made an incredible contribution to the global literature and global management of a most dangerous disease. There was never a disease before in history like HIV. There was one in 15th century Europe, which was called the Black Death, but it was not so insidious as HIV. And when HIV first hit us, there was gloom and doom, and people predicted the destruction of family life, the failure of the economy, failure of crops, and the death of almost of a nation. Nothing like that happened because of the research that went on in South Africa, but also very importantly in other parts of the world, especially in the developed world and in many developing countries. So for me, the research journey has been from the individual to the greater population and to a much wider scale in terms of personnel, in terms of resources, and in terms of the scale of the problem to be dealt with. I consider myself to be very fortunate to have lived through this unique historical experience. So thank you very much for listening.
She was born, she grew up, and now she's here. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands and mine for the Deputy Minister of Science and Technology, Minister Msibi.
The main task is to address gender and racial imbalances in the makeup of our science and technology workforce. We not only want to encourage more students to embark on science and engineering studies, but we are also making plans to sustain their ability to pursue research careers.